Okay, I'm going to tell you something, but I ain't telling you the truth. I'm going to tell you something, but it ain't going to be the truth. What am I telling you? Am I telling you a lie? If I tell you something that's not the truth, is it a lie or is it just the story? If I tell you I'm going to tell you a real story, because I'm going to tell you a real story, and the story is true. Story's true. 1 plus 1 equals whatever number you want it to be. Let it be 64. 6 plus 4 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. But that's not the kind of lie I want to talk about. I just want to talk about the snowflakes that are falling from the sky. What's happening in the sky? Is it snowing? Manufactured by nature, snowflakes manufactured by a creator because 7 billion or 8 billion people, plus all the people that have ever died in this world, how many people believe in God? Who is God? Is the snow falling from the sky? Did God create the snow, or did he create the snow through the science of nature and the mathematics calculations that put together the elements, and the elements that came into what can and what was caused as to the heat and to the cold, to what the elements were as to what is air, what is water, how do we create these elements, how are gases created, from what does a gas come, and from where does a shape or image exalt itself? At what point does an image actually tell more of a story? I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. I like to talk. I like to make up stories. This is probably the best part of the video. Just ended. Now I'm just going to talk out of my hat. I'm not even wearing a hat. Does that mean it's a lie? Or is my skull covering my brains, which is actually a waterway? It's the passageway. It's the cooler, and I've got my antifreeze in there, I know. I just had salt water. My antifreeze. Cool down the motor. The motor's rocking. Is it cooling down the blood? Does my blood get hot? I got high and I got low blood pressure. There's nothing really to do with the blood. It has to do with the pressure of the blood. What does that actually mean? Is it pumping too hard out and too hard in? What do I have to correct in this arc? A-R-C, A-R-K, C-A-R, in the other part of the country, because this is all connections. This is all connections from where a word came from and how we're going to use a letter. For what reason, I'm not really sure yet. But when I pronounce the K, I know it comes near either Iraq, Israel, or what do you call that peninsula? What do you call that area of the planet? What do you call that 1/3? I'm calling it 1/3 because there's one movement left, there's one movement right, and then there's really no movement at all. So would the no movement at all be a tumbling, bumping, jumping? Why is there no movement in between what's moving and what's not moving? We can actually draw this picture where these would be the recycled pools. They're spinning around here in pools, spinning around here in pools, and as it comes here, it turns this one way, it turns this the other way, and this is just making a U-turn, going back up, or falling through the hole over here and go back. Maybe it's going through the hole, through the vacuum, and this area of space, nothing is moving. Toilet moves one way, toilet moves the other way. Every number says something. Add 60. That's the difference. That's right. How do we create this? 28, 28, 28. 28, 28, 20, 20, 20, 60, 888, 24. So should I break it down as 60 plus 24? I'd have to do it on the clock. I would go 1 minute and 24 seconds on the clock. Comes from Eastern Europe. I use a Q. All of a sudden, I'm talking about Iraq, Kuwait. Who's going to wait? Kuwait. What is number 11? Is it the first time you achieve 2 as a separate 1 and 1? What is the K letter? What is the P letter? Because the P is the complete turnaround, going from this way to this way in the alphabet, this way to this way. You have to go in Z, Y, X, W, V, U, T, S, R. I know I must have missed Q, P, O, N, M, L, K. Did I do that right? if I made a mistake, then I made a mistake and I can't change it because, you know, and I'm not redoing this video until you see my eyeballs better. Okay, I was trying to adjust the camera. Just want to check something. Okay, I was trying to adjust the camera. So we talk about these little things, and I'm getting a little lost now because the real part about this video was about the snowflake. What's actually falling from the sky? I mean, we have ice cream that doesn't melt. We have snowflakes that don't melt. So what did they do? They passed it in the ice cream first. They saw that the human robotic, the fleshy robotic, the mind has accepted the ice cream. Oh, look, it's so cool. It just, look, it doesn't melt. What is ice cream made of? Milk. Well, milk is usually, anyways, through the formation. So what was I going to go through next? That's basically it. I'm going to try and see if I can get this in a design. Does anybody see anything in here? What does the letter H do? What does I and I do? Does anybody see the letter I standing over here? Yeah, right there, the letter I. Take off the top, right? Or does anybody see the T? The T that goes right through the center over here. Here's your connection. I stopped it over here. Can I have used the T this way? Yes. Or is there like what actual design is there? The formation design of 9, okay, sits in the center. A, B is exit. C, D, exit. E, between the two elements. F, G, H, I. If I turn it this way, I have A, B, C comes together, connecting through E. And then you have G, H, I. So you can almost say T. If you close it off here, should we close it off? Hold on, I got someone scratching at the door. In fact, I think I got 2 scratching at the door. Okay, so where did that design go? Right, that design went over here. Here's another thing. There's a lot of things we can do with this. Look, it's got distance and it's got height. So there's all kinds of numbers. This is one side, but is it one side of this? Where does the arc start? Here, or the arc starts here? Why is this so thick? What does that mean? Is this the occupation of an area space that an atom must take up? This is the measurement of something, okay? Remember, divided by 90, 90, 180. This is not 180. It's 90 from here. And this is 90 from there. So I used to call this the 90 area, but I think I'm going to start calling it the 180. So this is the 180. I now know I'm on the passage, and this is cutting through the passage. This is your D. And my question is, when you cut through the passage from 1, the spirit heaven, into the 90 birth, on one side it is 90. It says 80. Okay, so this is between 80 and 90, between 80 and 80. So there's a whole numeric calculation in here that's going to tell us a story. So it's not just the, it's everything. The art, the story inside. Oh, look, there's a difference of 10. What does that mean? There's a difference of 20. There's a difference of 30. When you get to 60, 70, 80, 90, oh my God, it just starts to talk. For those who aren't aware, does anybody know if you say these 80 in another language, say 80 in Spanish, say 80 in French, say 80 in a few other languages. And I want to use 2 separate languages. I want to look at 2 languages, and that's for the 2 sons of Abraham. I want to look at what branched out, because one was, can I say this, a Muslim and a Jew. MJ, oh my God, marijuana, oh my God, put that rain back together, get it out of my head. It's all crazy. Communication, 9 lives of the cat, the Sphinx. You think the Sphinx. 42. What number is the SPHINX? That's what I'm going to calculate. SPH Sphinx. That's the way I'm going to write it. So you've got 16 and 19, standards of pour from the heavens of birth, and the E world through the sun, and the 9 lives of the cat. Just this, and anybody can do exactly what I did. The only reason I chose these words, I'm going to show you. Number 16, to me, I call it as the half-life on the cube, right? Although I shouldn't call it the half-life, let's call every single dot an individual life. So on this cube, there's 6 individual lives, and there's one whole star system holding, let's call it spider. Because all the area space that is white, or that is holding the dice, is it telling me I am area space, unoccupied, and dividing between each one of these dots, valued at 9 for the reason that if you add up 1 to 9 for each individual dot, including the area space, 1 plus 2 plus 3 all the way to 9 equal to 45. 45 divided by 9 is 5. Every single dot is valued at 5. You have 6. This side is 30. It is creation to 5. There's only 5 here. There are 8 voids. That means it's creation to 540. 5-4, that means it's in the sun. Since we have 4 corners here and 4 corners here and 4 corners over here, we got 3 areas with 20 that are all occupying the same understanding of the 4 corners. The only difference is the 5 to the center would be 20 and a 5, and then we can go the 10 and a 5. So we have 10, 5, and since it's 45, we have another 30 for creation missing inside of 3. Oh, I'm so excited. I never looked at it really to talk about it that way. Over and over and over, and you keep looking at the clover. So we're going to do this quick. This is 30 plus 15. Great. Creation in Mars. 3 and 6. 5 and 6, 3 and through. Beta creation of the Christ. Why? Because 15, mathematic, 1 times 1 plus 5 equals to 6 and 5. 6 plus 5 equals 11. 1 and 1 equals to 2. Now we're going to take it a little bit deeper. 1 minus 5, 1 plus 5 equals 2, 4, and 6. 4 fits into 6. So now I'm questioning, do they live together? And it's 1.5 times, which equals to 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. As 2 and 3. 2 divided by 3, 3 divided by 2. 4 divided by 6, 6 divided by 4, 6 divided by 9, 9 divided by 6. Just do all those calculations and they'll take you this way and they'll take you that way. But at the end, you're going to see 666. Don't have my calculator, put it in my coat. Took my coat with me yesterday. My coat's on the couch. Let's leave it there. Did I get that right? We're going to take out the calculator here. Everybody go for something. And let's see this. 4 divided by 6 equals 0.66666. 2 divided by 3 equals 2.66666. So, and the same thing. So all these mathematics are telling us the same story, right? You need to have a perfect place. I need to put this exactly here. How do I figure it out? Should I use the alphabet? Yeah, put it a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. But if I give you numbers and you can measure it, if I say go from A to Z and A and every other area space at a certain distance, it would be easy to go from A to Z in distance. Well, you'd have to make a geometric shape to show between where and where. And obviously draw a line that you begin and draw a line that you end. So every single, and put an arrow for which direction you're going. So the arrow is telling me 5 more than or less than, because the area space of one whole area is actually 5 and it's not 10, it's actually should be 6. 6 would be rectangular. Do we go rectangular or square? Do we make a dot? Do we go area space around the dot? You know what I'm talking about, and I'm going to explain it to you. The shortest distance to go home in a square, okay, the shortest distance to go home in a square, is this on its stand? Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to write it here. My first 360 degrees would be this. I don't have to go to my extremity. I just have to go to here, go over to here, and go over to here, and I already know what this is going to be. So this is my smallest possible position according to area space and these squares. And if these squares was the universe, to the smallest to the biggest, we're going to use 1 as the smallest. And do we use 4 as the biggest? Or what goes around here? what goes around here equally is all of a sudden we have the model of a spaceship. Should I do it any other way? Yeah, you can do it another way. You can actually do it this way. But if you did do it this way, you're not complementing the center. So you have this, you have this. So what shape is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what shape is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we still have 5 and 5. And we have 5 and 5 around 1, 2, 3. That's right. We have 5 around 3, which either way we go. 5 and 3, electric company. One part of the moon. 5 and 3, electric company. 57, 77. Christ comes in. The cycle of Jesus comes in. I am who I am. Where does all this come from? Like I said, I'm going to explain to you the Sphinx. So the Sphinx we're going to use as the half-life. Since we can flip 16 over to 19, and since 16 is the half-life, 19 obviously is the spirit. 7 times 13 is 91, 13 cards in a deck, 4 suits, 4 by 13, 52, and all of this is going to tell you a story. Okay, 4 times, what did I say, 4 by 13? 1 and 3 is 4, 4 times 44, AC. H is the 8th letter, it's for the heavens, and the reverse of that is 19 and 8, 27, red. 72, 9 by 8, 72, 9 and 8, 17. We now have the I for your birth, 8 surrounding 1, 9 areas. N is 14, the 1 center, fitting inside the 9 because of the deck of cards. 9 and 5 together bring me to Neptune, or the water worlds, and electric. Neptune holds the pitchfork. Look at the flesh on the pitchfork. It's going to tell a story, and X represents the cat of creation. The cube, a dot equals 5. Now the question is, if these dots were actually telling me a story as have been bowling, see, bowling has 10 pins, there's 9 over here, so there's a story missing over here. So the story that can be missing would be outside of this, and this is 2, and inside is 3, and this one is 4, and the outside one is 5. So you have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, and 3 is 12, 13, 14, 15. Inside and outside. Just something to think about. I just don't want to talk about that right now. So in Sphinx, you actually have 7 and 1. 9 and 8 is 17. 7 and 1. 7, 1, 8, 9. 7 and 1 is 8. 8 and 9 are the same letter. 5 fits into 9 in the deck of cards. 2 is inside of 5, and 5 is 2 is 7, explaining Earth, Earth's cat. There's all kinds of combinations you can put together, but once you put so many combinations until eventually you come up with a story. What did I put? Did I put the first and the last? How many are in between? What's the total between 1 and 4? Since there's no repeating numbers, should I just go after 4 and flip 4 over and go 4, 2, 9, 8, 9, 1, 6, 1, putting Sphinx and Sphinx? Should I double up this letter or leave it separate? Meaning, should I spell it S-P-H-I-N-X, X-N-I-H-P-S, or should I spell it S-P-H-I-N-X? Use the same X for both words. Bringing this number is 48 down to 12. 1 and 2 is 3 for creation. Do you follow what I'm saying? The only number that comes in doubled up is the center one. So if I keep bringing the word together and doubling each of the letters up, this one will become 3. This one will become 1. Let me do that. I'm going to do that. Just give me a second. So I did not do first and last. I doubled up 16 to 32, I got 5. I doubled up 19 to 38, so I got 2. So I have 5, 2, 7, 9, 1, 3. So in the red, gateway, birth of spirit, I am, M. 1 and 3 comes together as the letter M. When you add up 1 to 13, that becomes 91, your spirit. Add 1 to 13, you get 91. 7 by 13 is also 91. So that's what the Sphinx ends up telling you. I am the birth, the gateway of Earth's heart. I am the energy of the house. I am the gateway of the birth, and I am the spirit of creation. Sphinx. Communication through the waterways of Neptune, the energies of the heavens, and the spirit of the half-life. 28, 39, 28. 131. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Let me know if you understand anything at all. Let me know if it makes any sense at all. And ask me or tell me where you think we can go with this. And it's waking up, just knowing that there's more. When we can have these numbers telling a story that we can actually, I don't know if we can read the future, but we don't need to read the future. We just need to read the past. That where these words are already reading the past. Absolutely, because I've created all these words from all these numbers were just placed under words that were already in existence, telling a story through the pathway of the mathematics and the numbers and the geometric shapes. We do it all the time in hospitals, but we're not doing it with words. But we're doing it with words, but ends up on the operating table. Because when you're in the operating table, they wrote down words. They wrote down words with numbers, and these numbers made you and helped you. And through time and science, you were able to go onto the operating table and operate on somebody because of all these numbers placed to words, giving you the opportunity to know what's going on in the body while you're doing the operation. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching this video.